Good day, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are. And welcome to this edition of Botkeepers on the Edge. And we're going to be on the edge today with my new guest, Amy Varnado, CPA partner at HTB in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Amy is the client accounting and advisory services partner focused on serving small businesses and their owners. She provides tax and consulting services to clients across a wide variety of businesses. And we might talk a little bit about that today, wide variety being focused to maybe niches somewhere along the line. Welcome to the show, and can you tell everyone a little bit about what the real name of HTB is and how many years you've been there and what you do?
Absolutely. Good morning, everybody. So again, my name is Amy Varnado. I am the service line leader and partner over our CAS group here at HTB, also known as Hannis T Bourgeois. Our firm actually celebrates our 100-year anniversary today. So 1924 to 2024. It's crazy to think 100 years this firm has been around.
That's a long time. I'm assuming the founding partner has retired by now.
So the founding partner has retired, but his nephew still works here. So his nephew was the managing partner for probably 30-ish years, maybe a little bit longer than that. He retired, but he is still a consulting partner here at HTB.
Very, very interesting. And the reason I asked you to be on the show is because you're a real practicing CPA, practicing accounting, working with clients. And I liked what it says that you're in charge of client accounting and advisory services. Can you tell us a little bit about, I know I met you probably 6, 7, 8 years ago when you were first venturing into the online world. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing as a firm, how you're adopting AI, what tech stack you're using, and I believe you're a QuickBooks Pro advisor also. Tell us about what you're doing and how you're staying on the edge.
Okay, so, as I said before, it's our 100-year anniversary. So HTB has been around for a long time. We're a full service CPA firm, audit, tax, and then what back in the day was called our client services department was actually like our bookkeeping department that helped to service audit and tax. So I think we had a little bit of a jump start in the CAS world because we already had our department set aside. Not that it was anywhere where it is today, but we have definitely learned a lot over probably the last 10 to 15 years. We went from traditional bookkeeping services to now working in the cloud, and not only doing bookkeeping, we're doing advisory services, just helping our clients. We actually are using, do you want me to go with the tech stack first, or where should we go first?
Whatever makes you happy, it's all about you.
Okay, well, let's start with our tech stack. So we mainly use QuickBooks Online for the base of our tech stack. We do dabble in Sage Intacct a little bit. We just haven't formed our client base there yet, but we are working on that. So we're using QuickBooks Online. For payroll, we're using basically probably ADP and Paychecks for the most part. We're using Bill for accounts payable services. We're using Giraffe for the benchmarking and budgeting, and then we're using Carbon for our workflow. Carbon is an awesome software. It's really been helpful to our department, helping us grow. Before, when we first started, we were using Excel spreadsheets to try to track the workflow, and then we moved to what the tax department was using, which just still didn't really work for us. And so within the last 3 years, we've moved to Carbon, and we've definitely seen the benefits there.
That's pretty good. Now, when a client comes on, do you tell them what software they're using, or you just put them on it and you advise them how they automate?
How should I say this? That is the client that we want to have. That is the perfect client. Not all of our clients are like that, because we are not just CAS focused. Our firm is audit and tax. We have partners that bring on work clients. And so we're trying to get to where we only use our tech stack, but right now we're still a little bit having to deal with what the clients are using.
Okay, and as you bring on clients, when you're automating, are you doing that in a way of using Bill or Giraffe? Are you moving them from paying their own bills manually to say we're going to automate the process? And this is part of our pricing module?
Yes, for sure. So, once we bring a client on, we look at what they're doing. We evaluate what's going on. We form a plan for them. And then we try from there to make the plan happen, get them on each one of the softwares that they need. We found that, clients, like everybody else probably sees, clients are scared of change, but once they see the efficiencies that come along with change, 9 out of 10 are so happy with our services.
No, I think that's where it should be. Now, when you go into these clients, are you moving the bookkeeping function from them to you so that you are the outsourced CFO, fractional CFO, et cetera? So do we see clients moving into your direction?
Yeah, so we also have, we have CAS, which is our Client Accounting and Advisory Service Department. And then we still have a subset of CAS, which we call Accounting Services. And so Accounting Services is more of the after the fact bookkeeping, where the tax partners need us to help them get the trial balances ready for the tax return. So within Accounting Services, we've started using Botkeeper. It has been a huge help. So let's see, we started in March of 24 and we scoped our first 10 clients for Botkeeper. Went very smoothly. November 1st, we scoped our second 10 clients, and we're watching the WIP and the time, and we're watching the WIP and the time go down actually, and the realization and the profits go up from using the software.
That seems like a good way to do it. Now, you're saying you're using Botkeeper for more of the after the fact. This is where the client's doing the bookkeeping most of the time, and before they get ready for the tax return, you're converting all the data over?
Well, so what we're doing with Botkeeper is the clients are, say you have to use QBO in order to use Botkeeper. So the clients have their own QBO and they're going in and they're paying their bills, doing their accounts receivable. And then at the end of the month, and during the month, Botkeeper comes in, they categorize the transactions, they do the bank reconciliations, journal entries, puts the whole monthly GL together for us, and then we spend probably quarter of an hour, half an hour reviewing the monthly work. So it's tremendously cut back on our staff's time.
Will that save accounting firms from outsourcing overseas by implementing the Botkeeper approach?
I hope so. I mean, it's Botkeeper is tech and team, so we've got the tech, which is the software, and then we've got the team also. But it's been a great product for us, it saved my staff so much time at the end of the month with the traditional bookkeeping the way that we used to do it. I just think it's fantastic for transactional accounting.
I appreciate the plug that you put in for Botkeeper. It makes them happy, but we won't talk about them anymore unless you happen to bring it up. I just like, when you look at your accounting firm, centennial year, traditional accounting firm, 100 years, do you see firms switching from, and you said you do audit and tax, do you see more of the firm revolving around client accounting and advisory services than audit as you move forward? Tax is always going to be there as the after product for client accounting and advisory, but do you see that audit being changed a little?
We are definitely seeing that change. The client accounting, we're just being able to outsource and do the monthly accounting, spend the time with the clients each month. It's just a totally different service than what it used to be. So we're definitely seeing that change there.
And as you've seen this change, you said you had gone to digital CP, I think, which was last week. What do you learn there to help you with the firm?
So we actually have been doing a lot over the past few years, trying to stay up with technology, trying to make sure that we are on the edge with accounting and the CAS services. So, we've been attending Digital CPA for the last few years. We have been attending Intuit Connect, which is the QuickBooks conference. Also, myself and another one of the managers in my department have been part of Intuit's Partner Council for the past 2 years. So that's been a great experience for us. We go to Intuit's campus twice a year, and we just learn so much from them, and they learn so much from us. So that's been a great experience. We've really enjoyed that. We also have weekly strategy meetings with Intuit. We have a rep, and once a week we meet with our rep and we talk strategy. That has definitely helped us grow in the right direction. We're also members of Millennial Global, and I have a CAS working group that we meet with. Well, I actually meet with once a month, and we discuss different, issues, what's going on in their firm versus what's going on in our firm. So we're doing lots of things to try to figure out CAS, and it's evolving. It's been evolving over the last probably 10 years, and so we're doing all we can to keep ahead of the game.
I guess you got to keep staying ahead of the game. But do you see more and more non-CPA firms coming into the client accounting and advisory space as an opportunity?
Probably so. I would think so. We here in Baton Rouge, we have a good market for accounting services. So, we still are seeing a lot of the traditional not old school, but traditional services such as audit and tax and CAS. And our firm has just grown tremendously over the last couple of years. Since COVID, we've seen a growth in revenue. Now it's just trying to find the staff to help us to keep up with it.
What size firm? I didn't ask. How many people do you have at the firm?
So we are about 175. We have 5 offices here in Louisiana: Alexandria, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Hammond, and Denham Springs.
And everything's from a centralized management, so there's no duplication of functions?
Absolutely. We all work together very well.
And
we have a great IT. Oops, sorry, go ahead.
No, you go. Go ahead.
I was just going to say we have a great IT team that keeps us in line.
And keeps everything going the same way and structured?
Right.
And now, since you do a lot of the outsourcing and client accounting advisory, are you, you mentioned to me somewhere in between one of our conversations that you're looking at niching as a way to go?
I did. We've started that over the last year, really trying to focus on the different niches. And last week at Digital, that was a big part of the conversation. We talked a lot about niches and how important it is, for standardization and to not only help the clients, but help the firm as well. We're building industry experts by sticking in our niches rather than trying to do a little bit of everything. So the more, we get towards that, work towards that, I see that being a win-win for the clients and for the firm.
So how do you choose what niches you're going to do for your firm?
So we kind of looked at our client run to see what our, the biggest volume is of clients per niche. And so right now we're looking at nonprofits. We have a big nonprofit group. Construction is very good for us as well, retail, and then professional services.
Okay, you're picking a couple and then you're starting to build out there.
We have a manager assigned to each niche, and they're building their staff underneath.
Okay, sounds good. Are you picking some of that up also from, you mentioned the Intuit partner meetings and the partnership? They talk about moving forward and automating everything?
Yes, they are. One of the things that we've really been focusing on with Intuit lately is the enterprise version of QuickBooks Online, which is going to help us with consolidating companies, companies that have a lot of due to froms. It's going to make help us make the entries, and we're really excited about that. That's with our bigger companies, that's going to help us a lot.
So is that going to make it a little difficult between whether Intact or Sage Intact or Enterprise? Does that throw a little more thought into it?
It definitely does. You know, we're trying to figure that out as well. We haven't gotten as far as we'd like to with Sage. I think for some reason, Louisiana is just, most people use QuickBooks. And so we're definitely trying to build that Sage base of clients, but we always seem to make our way back to Intuit. And so I feel like this is going to be another tool that we can use to help us with those bigger companies that need to be consolidated.
Okay, and then who leads the client accounting advisory with clients or the tax with clients, out of curiosity?
Wait, repeat that question, please.
Who really functions as the lead in dealing with the small to medium clients, the client accounting side or the tax side?
Most of the time it's the CAS staff that's handling the relationship, you know, because we're talking to the clients almost daily, depending on the size of the client and what we're actually doing for them. So I would say probably 9 out of 10 times, maybe not that much, 8 out of 10 times, probably the CAS staff is the one who is handling the relationship for the most part.
You know, because the reason I asked that question, because I see a firm of your size where you're still partitioned audit, tax, client advisory, where client advisory and outsourced accounting services really does the bulk of the work and manages most of the relationship. And
right.
You're dealing with it every day. You're dealing with strategy. And you mentioned strategy. How do you use Giraffe? Do you set up client meetings, say we're going to do advisory services, or do you use Giraffe to figure out what you're going to do?
No, so we use Giraffe for a couple of different reasons. So we were using a software called QVenchi to prepare our compilations. And then we were using a separate software to do like our metrics, benchmarking, KPIs, and all of that. So we started working with Giraffe about a year ago, and it handles both functions. So we've been able to take 2 softwares down to 1. So we're using it for multiple reasons, to make pretty financial statements, and then also to meet with the clients and do our monthly meetings, show them some metrics, and be able to have good monthly meetings that are informative for the clients as well.
Okay, and as you have your monthly meeting with clients and you work with clients, have you switched from billing your client at the end of the period to subscription type pricing or value pricing and value billing?
So we're halfway there. We are doing the monthly billing, but we're billing at the end of the month instead of the beginning of the month.
And do you automatically take it from their credit cards, or do you actually send them a bill?
For the most part, we do direct debit, and we are drafting the client's accounts. Most of them are fine with that. You know, we're a big firm where you know, we're very well recognized in the community, and I would say that, you know, our clients really value what we do for them. We haven't really had issues with that too much.
Okay, and I think that's the way to go. And the reason I'm asking the question is for those that are listening, whether you're a medium firm, small firm, or large firm, the debiting or the direct drafting is the way to do it, so that you're pulling it out. Your client knows what they're paying each month. They've got a handle on it, and you've given them the value of why they're paying it.
Right. I think it's better on both sides. You know, it's helping the admin side of my team, and then it's helping the client to budget as well.
Okay, it's a good way to look at that. And since you said you're looking for people, where do you see the real future of accounting? Are we getting over the edge where you have to hire a lot of CPAs, or do you need people with accounting skills that may be a data analyst, marketing, or something else? What do you see for the future of your firm and who you're hiring?
I think our hiring practices are changing. You know, definitely you don't need to be a CPA to do what we're doing. We need people of all different levels with all different backgrounds. You know, we need AP specialists. We need people who are data analysts. We need CPAs also, you know, because we've got the tax side of it. It's becoming not so much of a box, you know, like you have to be this to work in a CPA firm or in the CAS department.
Today, you're just looking for the different skills and see which way they go.
Right.
Which is kind of interesting. Another question I have for you on the edge, PE money, private equity money is coming in. I'm sure they talked about that at Digital and other places. How do you see a firm of your size? You think they're going to approach you eventually, or, do you think PE is changing the nature of accounting?
We talk about that a good bit in our partner meetings that we have. One of the firms in Louisiana, which was the biggest regional firm in Louisiana, was just bought out by private equity, which has made us now the biggest regional private firm in Louisiana. And, when we talk about it as a partner group, we just think that that's something that we're not ready for.
Which means you got good cash flow and good money coming in, and you can internally grow the firm, which is good.
Yes, and that's what we're doing. We're opening up different locations throughout the state, and we've seen significant growth over the last couple of years.
And since you just mentioned opening up new locations, do you think there has to be an office in every spot, or do people have to be in the office, or are you mixed on remote, work from home, etc.?
We're kind of a mix. I know people say that you don't have to be in the office to build culture, but we have such a great culture here at HTB. I like the fact that we get to spend time together. Maybe that's old school thinking, but we probably have, for the most part, most people are working in the office. Some people work from home a day or two a week. It's just a big mix.
Well, I'm sure the travel is not that far in Louisiana. People are located close to what
Right.
office they're in. And that makes a difference. I believe you can work from home, but if you're geographically set up, you can work from the office as long as you're not doing a 2-hour commute, which people in New York have to do a lot of times.
Oh, exactly. And I have seen too, like a lot of our staff that will come on and then they will move to a different state. They stay with HTB and they work remotely and it works out perfectly, but they got that foundation of working at HTB, getting to know the culture, getting to know the people, everything. And so the flow actually works well for them to go work remotely in another state.
I agree. If you're in the office up front and you're developing the culture, the interactions, and then you're out, but to hire someone brand new and never come into the office, they're missing out on a lot, I think.
Right.
Well, I think we're getting down towards the end. You've told us a lot about being on the edge, about your tech stack. You're using AI with Botkeeper. How are you looking at other things with AI? Are you experimenting with ChatGPT? Are you experimenting with Microsoft AI? What are you doing with AI?
We are experimenting a little bit with that. I would say our IT group is doing, more of the experimenting than we are. We like to have them run through things and look at things before we actually put different AI programs into place in the department.
Have you used Copilot at all or ChatGPT just for the heck of it?
Yeah, just for fun.
Okay, because we're going to start to see after tax season ends this year, a lot more companies coming out with actual AI tools that are going to make you more efficient. And it's going to change the nature of the game. I think after this tax season, we're going to see some new tax software companies or new ways to do tax returns that weren't in existence prior to AI across the board. So if someone wanted to reach out to learn more about what you're doing, learn more about your firm, whether they want to work for your firm or just find out about it, how would they reach out to you and your firm?
They could reach out directly to me. They could email me, call me, look on our website. There's lots of information about what we do, who we are, where we are located. Plenty of information on our website.
Okay, and the website is htbcpa.com.
That's us.
Okay, good place to be. We thank you for coming on. I think your firm has been following your firm since the first time I met you way back when. It's been constantly growing. You're moving, I think, in a real positive direction, especially now. You're the largest firm, the largest regional firm in Louisiana.
Yes.
Since that other firm probably got merged into a New York firm somewhere down the line. So we appreciate you coming on. Thank you very much, and look forward to seeing you at another Botkeeper conference and talking to you again. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. It was great to talk to you.
Vice versa.
All right. Bye-bye.